straight from the heart of East Tennessee. This is 10 News at 5.
Every time a hot new device comes out, there's a whole new round of phones that now becomes last year's model.
A new iPhone is on the way, but what does it mean for Apple and for you as a customer? Today we're taking a closer look. Welcome back to 10 News at 5, everyone. I'm Beth Haynes. Apple fans everywhere kept a close eye on their computers today as the company announced its latest line of products, which of course included the long-awaited new iPhone. The company promises a faster and more powerful device than the iPhone 4S, thanks to the addition of a new A5 chip, which was originally part of the iPad 2. Their phone is also expected to have better battery life and will offer a host of new software options as well as upgrades. The phone will be released in stores on October 14th, with pre-orders beginning this Friday. And a quick look back at the evolution of Apple's iPhone. The first iPhone was announced on June 29th, 2007 and sent Apple fans into a frenzy with the must-have device. Next was the iPhone 3G, which debuted the following July. It was the iPhone 3GS that sold millions of devices in 2009, but the iPhone 4 quickly became the biggest selling phone in history after it was released in June 2010. With today's announcement of the new iPhone, many people will certainly be looking to upgrade their old phone to a new one. Cellular Sales Director of Advertising says the company is now offering a trade-up program that gives you instant in-store credit for your used phone, which you can then use on a new device.
It seems like the cycle of technological leaps is getting a little closer every time it happens, and for those folks that really need to have the latest and greatest, the trade-in program certainly helps them do that without costing quite as much.
Now, since the program launched in June, more than 15,000 devices have been traded in, including 2,500 iPhones. And the arrival of the new iPhone also brings a new wireless carrier into the mix. Sprint and Nextel will add the iPhone to its own lineup of mobile devices with the release of the iPhone 4S. Sprint is expected to buy more than 30 million iPhones over the next 4 years. The iPhone began as an AT&T exclusive but expanded to Verizon earlier this year. Sprint Nextel is the nation's third largest wireless carrier and has been losing subscribers to both Verizon and AT&T. Not being able to sell the iPhone is believed to have been a major factor for the company. Well, for more on today's announcement from Apple, we turn to our tech expert, Thompson from Claris Networks. We're always glad to see you. And before we get into the specifics of this new iPhone, I want to hear your reaction. Surprised?
Well, I mean, we all kind of figured there was a new phone coming out today when Apple made the announcement of the event that they were holding today. There was some funny reactions to the whole thing, and I think we're going to talk about that here in a second. But I mean, I was generally excited. Sounds like a lot of new features and some things to get excited about.
Well, and you alluded to it just then, but most people were expecting this to be called the iPhone 5. Caught a lot of people off guard with the i4S.
Right.
Not that big, just a difference in name. It's the same phone, but you're hearing a lot of rumblings.
Yeah, and so it goes with Apple. So Apple is notoriously tight-lipped about their new product line, and the blogosphere is notorious about guessing about everything that they could possibly do, and then everybody kind of jumps on this bandwagon of, oh, well, it's going to be the iPhone 5. So what happened today was everybody was expecting the iPhone 5, and like you mentioned, Tim Cook announces it's actually the iPhone 4S, and there was a collective when leaving the sales of everybody on the internet, which, you know, it's kind of funny to me because like you were alluding to, the phone it's got all new guts, it's got a whole new operating system. I mean, it's basically it's a brand new phone. The only thing that's missing is a new case. So if I'm Tim Cook, the new CEO of Apple, I mean, I would have said, hey guys, just redesign the case a little bit and let's just go ahead and call it the 5 because that's what everybody's wanting. But I mean, that's me. Obviously, Tim Cook has other ideas, and Apple as a whole has a vision for where they're wanting this thing to go. So we'll just have to see. I
can't believe he didn't consult you.
I know, right?
This big launch. You mentioned a little bit of the design. Is this i4S? Is it smaller? Are there new applications? than what you see on the existing iPhone?
Right. Yeah, and it's actually the exact same size as the old, well, the iPhone 4. It's not that old.
Great.
But the applications are going to be new. So, like I said a second ago, we're getting a new iOS. So the operating system is going to change. The gadgets in the phone are really neat. They talked a lot about the camera that's involved, which is interesting. You know, if you kind of take a step back, where it's a phone launch, but they're spending a ton of time talking about the phone or the camera, and that's just simply because people have gotten so used to using their phone as a camera, and it's the one camera you always have with you.
Is it same pixel?
It's actually 8 megapixel now, as opposed to whatever the 4 was. I don't even remember now.
Okay.
But they're saying it's extremely fast to refresh and take more pictures.
Okay.
The lens is better now, so you're going to be able to take better quality pictures. So it's kind of exciting to get a new upgrade with that.
Really quickly, some people may think their phone now is obsolete.
Right.
Are we always going to have these upgrades, or is your
Yeah.
phone going to be suffice and up to date all the time?
Yeah, absolutely. This is something that's just going to keep going on for forever, just simply because Apple makes their money off selling new phones, obviously. If they took on the Microsoft model, which was selling an operating system instead of the device, maybe we could keep our 4S for forever, but Apple's not going to do that. So yeah, we'll be buying new phones every 16 months for the rest of our life.
Got to keep up with the competition. Great
That's
to
right.
see you. Great perspective. Stay with us. We're coming back after this.